Today it's time for a new iPower clip, and you have to do it with me and with Reese. Say hello, Reese.
Yoga. Oh fuck! I have to shoot like this to get the light right here.
Yeah. That's kind of freaky.
No. It's the Reese style. They dig it.
dig it?
Yeah, they dig it. I know they do.
Today we're gonna talk about the third principle, bringing your thoughts into practice, and I guess we're going to start with answering the comments.
Yeah, last time we asked the question about, you know, what is identity? What is identity to you? And we're gonna go over some of the comments, because we got a lot of interesting stuff. Some video responses, but also cool stuff that was posted on the site. For example, Alan commented on the video on the website that he didn't really know for sure how to answer that question. You know, he went over some you know, personality traits, and, you know, said like, well, people think I can bore people a lot with lots of talk about politics. I can be very calm in, you know, stressful situations. That he had a very zen-like, you know, character trait where, you know, he was able to remain very calm. Actually, what kind of built on that, I think, is the video response from Z is Right. Let's check that out for a second.
I'm responding to your question on what is identity. And that's a good question that people have pondered that for centuries. It's a mystery. Philosophers philosophize over it. People pontificate over it, right? I do give it to you that in this world we are all different, but those differences are shaped by our daily experiences. My experiences aren't the same as yours, and even your best friends and your close family members aren't the same as your own experiences. What makes me, Z is Right, what makes me me? That would just have to be, I'm 20 years of experiences that have shaped me so that the future experiences to come, I will react in a way that my character has been built based on my past experiences.
The thing I think is interesting there is when you look at identity, the way that I think Alan does, and also Z is Right too, as something more abstract, like, you know, something that becomes hard to define, it actually becomes something very existential. You know, it's hard to approach. Like, what makes me me? It's like an impossible to answer mystery of life. But then the interesting thing is that Remy had a completely different approach, and let's check out his response.
Hey iPower, what is identity? I think identity is what sets you apart from the crowd, and it's important, I think, to choose one, you know, and to build it for yourself. My identity was essentially composed of other people's identity, and I was basically imitating people. But on the long term, I think it's really better to have your own set of value and to stick to it. Concerning what Zig Right said in the first response, I totally agree. What makes you who you are is your experience you had. But the thing I wanted to add is that you don't just go through life, well, a lot of people do that, but you don't just go through life by undergoing the experiences. You can actually do yourself things and change that. When you have your own set of strong values and your own identity, you can evolve in any environment and have a lot of different experiences, but still maintain your own personal identity. And I think your identity is the way you face everything in your life. And that's pretty much it. And that's what I'm trying to build here. And that's what I recommend other people to do as well.
No, Remy, I really like him. Yeah, it's really cute.
She has a crush on Remy. It's official now.
I don't have a crush on him, but I think he's really cute. And he has really nice ideas, nice videos as well. He's talking like a lot of people thinking like identity is like being a chameleon, like taking parts of other people, of the education that you get and stuff like that. And afterwards he says like, identity is actually well, something you build on. So it's like the ideas you have, the principles you have, and you can change your identity towards something that you like. You decide what your identity is. If you are someone which you don't like that much, if you don't like yourself, well, try to become someone you do like. So work on yourself. If you don't like that you're overweight, for example, a lot of people will say, "Oh, that's the fat guy, so that's my identity. I'm the fat guy." Well, you're not. That's just like something they put on you, but it's not who you are. You decide who you are and what you are. So you have to work on yourself, and during that process you will grow to someone that you like as well, because a lot of people don't like themselves.
It does take work, it does take willpower and decisions to actually make really concrete changes in your identity, because otherwise it just doesn't work. For example, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have already, you know, had a point in the past where you said like, I don't like that part of me and I want to change that. And you know what, I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna be different in this aspect. And then a bit later you say, fuck, nothing changes. But the thing is that it actually takes a very methodical approach often to actually make changes. If you don't actually follow through on your thoughts and your vision, and you don't actually make it into either a habit or a routine or a principle, it doesn't actually do anything. You may feel like it does, because you may feel like, well, you know, this is how I feel about it, so this is who I am, right? But how you feel about stuff can be very, very fleeting, and until you put it into practice and you make it something that's part of your daily life, you know, it may not really affect who you are in the long run. Am I making sense? I don't know if I'm babbling too much here.
Yes, you're babbling and I'm sleeping, so it's no problem. Yeah, I think the third principle is the most difficult one. Even for me, it's the part that I sometimes skip. But I think the things that I do have accomplished, well, they made my identity. Things can change. And
yes, good. Yeah, good. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. I think the cool thing is that as you actually put stuff into practice and you build on routines and habits and stuff that you create yourself, it can be trial and error. I mean, as you said, you know, everyone has had things where they go like, oh yeah, that's good, I should do that, that'll be good, and then they let it go, and it frustrates them even more that, you know, it was good to do it and they didn't do it, or they followed through but just a little bit. You know, you have to be able to say, fuck it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna write it down, plan it, whatever. If you think it's important and you have thought it over, and you know, you really conclude after serious thought that damn it, you should do it, or you shouldn't do something, then really make it concrete. Writing stuff down is a great tool for that, because it kind of, you know, if you make it into something physical, like a note or even on your computer or stuff, it's like, you know, you can't avoid it. It's there. It's telling you like, you're not doing it.
But that only works for the first couple of days, because I always have like this to-do list, you know, and it works. It does work.
Also, I want to mention something about, you know, putting the third principle, putting stuff into practice. The reason why we're putting it in the same clip is because when you're actually someone who's more proactive and not just, you know, you can be a reactive person. That's just, you know, everything you do the way you are, it's a sum of your experiences. But if you're more proactive, you're more active in actually shaping your responses. And the more active you become in that, and the more stuff you put in practice, the more you will have, you have a feeling that you have a very strong answer whenever someone asks you like, what's your identity? You will have the feeling that, you know, well, this and this and this. I mean, this is how I've created myself, and that's who I am. So the reason why I'm saying this is it's just such a great confidence and character and willpower building block, because every time you build on stuff like that, it gives you more willpower, more confidence to do bigger stuff, to do other stuff.
I think it's important that if you do start with those, with creating good habits and leaving out the bad ones, and with those routines and the principles, that, like you said, you're going to be more honest to yourself. And you're going to get to know who you are at the end, and, well, partly also decide who you are going to be at that point.
Actually, what I think is a cool point there is You know, when people talk about finding themselves, going through all sorts of different experiences at random, just, you know, in the pursuit of finding who I am, you know, I always get the feeling like, look, it's not, you're not going to find it anywhere. You have to create it. If you really want to have a good feeling of who you are, that's something you create. It's not something you find. That's where I think iPower is really powerful. It's bringing, you know, that power to the individual and the identity that you can really build on and build more confidence, build more willpower, and actually create a very constructive lifestyle. That's it. I'm all out for now.
Yes, let's say goodbye to Tanya.
Yeah, let's say goodbye to Tanya. Guys, we really want to hear what you think about this, so make video replies. If you can't make a video reply, that's okay. Just make a text reply, you know, let us know in a comment on the site or on YouTube. See you later, guys. I'm going to say goodbye to Tanya. Bye, Tanya.
Bye, Tanya.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.